Hello, 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 hello. What's up? What's up? What's up, Facebook fam? It is Tuesday, and you know what goes down here on Tuesday. Wife Chat with Gail goes down here on Tuesday. And so, you guys, I just hope that all of you guys are had an amazing, amazing Thanksgiving. I hope that you are able to spend time with the ones that you love, whether it was in person or whether it was virtually. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you, guys. I just hope that and pray that you had a amazing Thanksgiving, and that if you was not able to join your family live, that you did go on virtually and you did FaceTime and you guys did spend some time together, because it's so important and life is so short. And again, you guys, thank you so much for joining me here tonight on Wife Chat with Gail. This question actually came from a husband, actually through my Instagram. He sent me a message on Instagram and he was just like, Gail, the stress of all that's going on in our lives is literally killing my marriage. And so tonight I want to talk to you about help. Stress is killing my marriage. And again, you guys, thank you so much for hopping on. Thank you so much for hitting the share button. Hello, 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 Dion. How are you? Hello, hello, how are you? And so I just wanted to tell you guys, I hope you enjoyed your Thanksgiving. We had an amazing Thanksgiving with family, and it was something that I actually needed. So I've been off since Wednesday, and so I'm back at work today. But again, thank you guys so much for joining me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And so again, make sure that you hit in the share button. And again, this message actually came from a husband in my messenger on Instagram about stress was killing his marriage. And I asked him to join me over here on my Facebook or on my YouTube. But my prayer is that he is listening, because I didn't get a chance to talk to him. So I really don't know all the stressors that are going on in his marriage. But I am going to talk to you about if the stress of just what's going on is literally killing your marriage. And we all know that we all have some form of stress. And I'm going to try to help you with that today. Let me just do my promo and I'll be right back. All righty, you guys, let's talk about the common causes of stress in marriage. And again, it can be so many things. I didn't get a chance to talk to this man. So, again, I'm just going to go with some of the common things that I deal with in my coaching practice when I'm dealing with couples or dealing with wives. And so there's could be many different reasons why people are stressed out in their marriages. And so the first common thing is work commitment, right? It used to be financial, and we'll talk about that, but work commitments have become more intense because you're working from home. Most of, us are working from home, and you don't have the separation from, church and state in a sense. So the stress of work is a lot on people. Plus, a lot of times your boss is demanding you to be more connected on your computers or on your phone, just to make sure that you are being productive more than you would if you were in an office setting. So work commitments have taken a huge, huge toll on marriages, and the stress of having to work at home and just literally not having that outlet. So that's the number one thing. The second thing could be children, right? And again, the children come into play because they're at home along with you for the most part. In most of the country right now, children are being homeschooled. So again, you have your boss, kind of making sure that you're tied to your computer or your phone. And then you got the children there needing your attention because they're in school and all of these different kind of things, unresolved marital issues that have came to the surface that you hadn't dealt with before COVID, right? Because a lot of times what is happening in marriages and what I'm finding in my coaching practice is that a lot of issues have came to a head that had not been addressed, prior to COVID hitting. So it's just like this, this perfect storm that was waiting to hit, right? Of course, financial issues, because so many people have lost their jobs or they're working less, and all of those different kind of things that can come along with financial issues, of course, can cause additional stresses. Parents, right? Parents are family members that you're responsible for, right? Our parents are aging, or they're just, they're needing more attention from you, and it's causing a rift between you and your spouse because you can only do so much, right? And they're demanding more of you. And I have the pleasure of having, guardianship over my 93-year-old aunt. And so I feel the pressure to go to Texas on a regular basis to see her and to see about her. Even though I know she's in amazing care, I still feel that pressure. And sometimes when I'm not able to get there due to COVID and some other things, I put that undue stress on myself, which filters out to, Gail and the kids and all kind of different things. So that can also cause undue stress. The lack of intimacy and sex, right? Because a lot of times when you're stressed out, you don't want to be intimate. You don't want to have sex. So that can cause some other stressors to go on in the marriage. And you feel like, oh my God, like I just need a way out. And then of course, COVID-19 has thrown a loop in so many areas of our lives. Like it literally has. And so those are just some of the common stressors that I have been coaching people through for the last 6 to 8 months, to be honest with you. And there could be so many more. There can be health issues. It could be so many other things, but these are the top ones that I have personally been dealing with, like I said, with the people God has placed to call me and say, Gail, I need help. So how can you navigate your stress and lessen your stress and really not get your marriage in a state where you need somebody like me to step in to help you get past those rough patches, right? Because again, there's always help. There's always, something before you say, I'm going to divorce, I'm going to walk away, right? And again, I am a strong component is that you, things that need to be uncovered are uncovered when things are under pressure, right? And it's how you show up and how you deal with those things is what makes a marriage and a covenant strong, right? So if you're in a rough spot now and you hadn't dealt with things or you hadn't said things and you allowed them to simmer and now they have exploded on that pot, right? You don't have to say, okay, I'm done. I'm throwing in the towel. I want to get a divorce. There are other things that you can do or try before you get to that point. Okay. And the first thing is literally, even if you're at odds, try to communicate how you're feeling, right? Your feelings are not debatable. So try to communicate with your spouse about how you're feeling and why you are stressed, right? And it could be absolutely nothing to do with your spouse. But when you're snapping at them and you're distant and you're short with them and you're not communicating and all of those different kind of things, they can start taking that on and they become very defensive. So you need to be able to communicate and say, listen, honey, my boss is on a 10. It's causing me stress. I don't really know how to handle all of this. So I'm trying to navigate that because that at least gives your spouse a clue on what's going on. And I'm just using that as an example, right? But whatever that is, try to communicate with your spouse about it. Now, if they're the source of your stress, right? and you don't think that you can have a conversation without it going from 0 to 100, sit down and write them a letter and say, hey, I know we've been having problems communicating, but I need for you to know where I am, and I need for us to come up a way to fix it, right? And so sit down and write them a letter and just say, hey, I'm under a lot of these stressors, but when you do this, say this, or react to this, this is what is adding to our separation, our stress, or making me say these things, or whatever that is you have going on. But you must communicate that, because the person is not a mind reader. And again, your spouse probably has a whole nother set of stressors that are going on in their personal life that they don't feel that they can communicate with you because you guys are at odds. Number 2, try spending untraditional time together. And what do I mean by untraditional time? Usually, spouses will go on a certain date to a certain restaurant and do certain things because that's what they enjoy. I say, shake things up. Do something together that you have never done before. Of course, you need to be safe when it comes to COVID and stuff like that. But literally pick something that neither one of you guys have experienced before and go do it, because it'll be a new experience that you experience together. And either it's going to be amazing and you're going to have a great time, or you're going to both say, oh my God, this was horrible. And you can talk about that experience, right? Sometimes you have to shake things up. Like if you've never played golf before, go play golf before. I'm telling you, it's a mess, right? Whatever that is, do something different. We get in these ruts and we continue to do the same old thing and expecting to get different results, especially when you're in high stress situations. Do something different, because you will experience something different and you will be able to articulate that and literally have a different experience when it comes to your spouse. Hi, Tina. How are you? Thank you so much for joining me. So again, try something new. Do something non-traditional, right? Something you have never done before with your spouse, right? And you're like, well, I'm not doing that because of whatever. Plan it and make it happen. Number 3, sometimes you just need to give your spouse the space that they need. Give them the space that they need, or the space that you would want to get if you were in that situation. Sometimes we're trying to get them to respond, to react, or to answer questions that they can't even answer at that time, right? Or you want them to be, I want you to know I'm here for you. I want you to know that if you need to talk, I'm here. They already know that, right? And that can be more irritating than it can be helpful. So sometimes you need to just step back, allow them to have their space, deal with whatever they're going to deal with. You might just say, hey, I'm here whenever you're ready to talk, and give them that space, because stress can lead to so many different things, right? It can lead to ulcers. It can lead to migraine headaches. It can lead to, some really bad things. And so when you're stressed to the hilt, you don't need the person that's closest to you adding to that. Now, it could be that your spouse is the source of the stress. And again, make sure that you're able to articulate that, and not in a nasty way. Just say, hey, when you come in and you do X, Y, or Z, or when you say X, Y, or Z, or when you do X, Y, or Z, this is what's adding to my stress on top of all the normal things that I'm dealing with every single day, because they might not even be aware. Okay. And number 4, make sure that you know and can identify your stresses, because some of us are stressed out. And when we say, or somebody was to ask you, why are you stressed out? You have no clue. And it's hard for somebody to not help add to your stress or help you through your stress when you don't even know what is stressing you out. I know that sounds crazy, but sometimes you're like, oh my God, I'm just stressed. What's stressing you? I don't know. I just feel pressure. Pressure for what? You don't know. But you need to be able to articulate that in order for someone to either step back, step in to help, right? If it's pressure with the kids, or, too much on your plate when it comes to cleaning up and cooking, whatever that is, you need to be able to articulate that for yourself. Because again, people are not mind readers, and we want to be able to support our spouses. We don't want to end up where we're so stressed out that we just say, okay, we're just going to split up this. I can't do this anymore. You got to be able to be adults and have conversations. And everybody is stressed in some form or fashion in their lives. It's just, how do you deal with those stressors? And for me, I understand my stressors, and I had to learn that I needed to say no, which is a complete sentence, to put some responsibility on my children who are old enough to be able to cook and clean for themselves, and not think that I have to cook and clean for them all the time, right? Because I enjoy cooking for them. But sometimes when I have had so many clients during the day, I'm mentally and physically tired, and then think, oh my God, I got to turn around and I got to cook too. No, they're able to cook for themselves because I made sure that I poured into them when they were younger in order for them to be able to take care of themselves now that they're older. So therefore, I have to say, okay, I need for somebody to take over cooking, and I need somebody to take over this so I can lower my stress level and not be mean and nasty and mad cooking because I feel that I'm obligated to do that. They didn't ask me to put all the clients or whatever I put on my plate, so I shouldn't take that out on them either. And the next thing is get moving. So many of us are so stressed out. It's because we have become stagnant in front of these computers, and we don't get up and move. And when you get moving, you start feeling better. You release natural endorphins that make you happy, and it lowers your stress level. And I'm not saying that you got to go lift weights and walk 20 miles or all those kind of things, but just sometimes turn on the radio and dance. Just get moving, and just literally it will change how you feel. Sometimes, I just go sit in my car, I turn on the radio, I lean my seat back, and I just let the music play so I can just change scenery, be safe, and clear my head. It could be just that simple for you. But again, you got to be able to understand what is stressing you out when you're on the brink and how to resolve that for you. Okay? Somebody said good night. Okay. Hi, G. Oh, hi, Tony. How are you? So anyway, I just wanted to come on here. And again, this came from a husband on my Instagram. He came into the thing. And so my prayer is that some of these tools and strategies will really help you if you're on the brink and you have stressed yourself out so much. But again, you need to learn for yourself how to mitigate your stress. And it could be simply by just saying, no, I can't do that today. No, I can't add that to my plate. No, I just can't. And it's okay, because no is a complete sentence, because you cannot continue to pour from an empty cup. You just can't do it. So again, I love you guys to pieces. Thank you so much for joining me here on Wife Chat. I'm here every single Tuesday at 8 p.m. And make sure that you guys hop over on my YouTube channel. I'm there on Thursday, and I'll talk about something totally different because, again, Facebook started censoring me on here when I was talking about sex. I get a lot of questions over there about intimacy and sex and stuff like that. So I answer a lot of my questions over there on my YouTube channel, Wife Life with Gail. And again, I love you guys to pieces. Thank you so much for joining me on here. Make sure that you're hitting the share button. If you have any questions that you want me to answer, trust and believe me, if you inbox me, if you email me, if you hit me up on my website, I will make sure that I answer you guys. Have an amazing, amazing night. I love you guys. Bye.